okay? At everyone had an easy time going to Hotel Gen this morning and no traffic frustrations this morning. Anyways, we'll be starting the event now. We were actually prepared for the FB Live, but since there is some problem, so we will go ahead and everything will be recorded and put up in the website so that some of our friends can view the recordings of this session or of this morning session. So now may I call on my co-host for this morning, Dr. John Julienco. How are you, Dr. Jojo, this morning?
Hey, I'm fine, Jockey. Very good morning to you.
Yes. And how is your morning?
Yeah, this is a very good morning and a very exciting day.
Why do you think?
Because today we're celebrating a very important global event.
And the global event is?
It's the United Nations Global Road Safety Week.
Yes, I remembered. Exactly 2 years ago when I started my road safety advocacy with the WHO. And at that time, I was still very young with information about road safety, 2017. And I was with them during the 2017 4th UN Global Road Safety Week, which the theme of that time was, I believe, slow down, save lives. It's about speed. And we all know that speed is a very important risk factor for road safety. And now, what's the theme, Dr. Jojo?
Yeah, well, the theme changes every 2 years. So the Road Safety Week is a biannual event. So it's done every 2 years, and every event they choose on a topic that will be the focus of global advocacy efforts. So this year, this is the 5th. The theme is on leadership for road safety.
Yeah.
And we know, of course, that leadership is very important to enhance, to accelerate, and to improve efforts on road safety in the country and all over the world.
Yes. So, Dr. Jojo, before we begin the entire morning, may I request everybody in the audience to stand up, and we will have our morning national anthem for this morning. So. Thank you so much. You will all be seated. Alright, so, Dr. Jojo, the theme, as you said, the theme today is leadership for road safety, right?
Yes. And leadership is the ability to influence, to inspire, and make a difference, right?
Yes, that's right. So, for the Philippine Commemoration of this week's theme, so what we did was we played with the theme for the UN Global Road Safety Week. And our theme for the Philippines is Leadership for Road Safety, Making a Difference. So we will be highlighting the different initiatives in different areas of road safety to inspire leaders. Of course, we all know that there are a lot of concerns, issues on different areas of road safety. But what we wanted to do is to focus on what are the good things. Of course, with a better understanding of the problem, the magnitude of the problem, acceptance of the problem, we better think about the initiatives and the solutions for road safety.
Yes. So we have offline and we have online activities for the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you are not really a member, but subscribe or like our pages, Big Reese LDP and our Twitter accounts, we have been posting since May 6th. We have pledges of our road safety leaders, so commitment for road safety. Like, for example, we posted there the message of our Director General of the WHO, Dr. Tedros, followed by the pledge of commitment by one of our LDP fellows. Sir Oliver is here right now. He had his pledge of commitment also videoed with the staff. And then Sir Francis Almora from the LTO, he also had his pledge of commitment. And the most viral of all of them is our woman in governance, LTO Regional Director, Noreen San Luis Lute, who is the LTO Regional Director 5. So she will be here in the, this afternoon.
Yes. Offline-wise, so this will be composed of primarily this multi-sectoral forum event where we are all in now. And this is an occasion to remind us once again of the many deaths from road crashes that happen every day in the Philippines and all over the world. And that globally, every 23 seconds, there's a road user who dies somewhere around the world, contributing to the 1.35 million deaths that occur annually. In the Philippines, road traffic deaths have been increasing despite notable weighty government-led efforts. No? So from about 7,000 in 2006, there are now about 12,000 deaths currently, using 2016 data. And this represents a 48% increase in just a decade, and an average increase of about 4% annually. Now, of course, it is noted that while progress has been achieved in important areas such as legislation, vehicle standards, and improving access to post-crash care, this progress has not occurred at a pace fast enough to reduce road traffic deaths by the end of the UN Global Decade of Action for Road Safety next year. As such, all stakeholders now are trying to race towards the end of the decade and also trying to achieve Sustainable Development Goal target on reducing by half road traffic deaths in 2030.
Right. So because of our serious efforts through the years, we have gathered dedicated partners in road safety. And today, they are our co-organizers for this event. Of course, our ever reliable Department of Transportation, that despite the odds and many criticisms left and right, remains true to their vision of a road safety Philippines. And the Department of Health, at this time, the NCR, National Capital Region Office, because we all know that road safety is a first and foremost public health concern more than just transportation. So they are here as well as our co-organizers. And
of course, co-organizing this event is the World Health Organization, the Global Public Health Authority of the United Nations, and the United Nations in general.
And of course, the Bloomberg Initiative for Global Road Safety Legal Development Program, a fellowship and capacity building based program for professionals and advocates alike in the legal, health, and development sectors to help advance evidence-informed road safety policies and legislation. So some of our LDP fellows are here right now to provide us with information and the knowledge they gathered from the international trainings that they had. Center for Integrative and Development Studies of the University of the Philippines, to where the Big Risk LDP is currently lodged, and we are co-managed by UPCIDS. And Safe Kids Philippines, the primary initiator and mover of child safety on the road, specifically through the Safe School Zone program. So the main objective of this forum is to showcase the efforts and initiatives being done by various key agencies that are making a difference in road safety. Specifically, the forum aims to inform and discuss the existing initiatives of national government in attaining SDGs through the PRSAP, the Philippine Road Safety Action Plan 2017 to 2022, which I hope you all got a copy of right now. And if not, it's there outside. And then there is also enforcement, data management, education, and social mobilization for road safety through our DILG and LGU partners who are gathered here also. The launch of our PRSAP officially, there's already the tangible road safety blueprint that we all have, and provide a platform for local government units to share their initiatives in road safety that makes a difference in their respective localities. So before we go to the program proper, just a few reminders and announcement. So I think everybody of us already registered. You were given several items, a program, a fan with the road safety message, which you can use. The PRSAP copies are dependent on, for example, the national government agencies have 10 copies, LGUs have 5 copies, and then for our CSO partners, we have 2 copies each. So if you have already gotten your copies before the event, so we will have to wait for everybody to get their own copies so that we can share. And then again, as I've said, there is a photo booth outside where please don't forget to get your souvenir photo, and we will upload that in the UN Road Safety Week website so that the Philippines will be well represented in the issue of road safety. Also, we will have to post today. So for all those who have media, social media accounts, Twitter, FB, so please don't forget to post your most, photo. Your photo. And there is a hashtag Speak Up, hashtag Safe Roads PH, hashtag Road Safety, and please don't forget to tag PHLDP at ldp.ph and the UNGRSW or UN Global Road Safety Week in short, and WHO Philippines.
Wow! So such an exciting day today.
Yes, of course.
So let's start. Let's now call our first speaker to give the opening message. We would like to call the WHO representative in the Philippines and also the OIC UN Resident Coordinator in the Philippines. Friends, please welcome Dr. Gundo Weiler.
Good morning, esteemed participants and guests and dear road safety partners. It's a real pleasure to be here this morning, and it's a real pleasure to see so many of you in the room. As we speak now, it's an exciting day, it's an exciting week. All over the world we have celebrations of the UN Road Safety Week. But I must say, I don't think there are many places in the world where such a diverse group is coming together and to celebrate this event. And I see many of the partners here in the room, from government of course, from different departments, Department of Transportation, Department of Health, and also representatives of local government, civil society, representatives, the media here, and many other of our road safety partners. And I think that very much reflects that we all can be leaders and we all must be leaders for road safety here in the Philippines. And I must say I'm really proud that there is such a strong road safety coalition here in this country. Now, is this high enough here? Can you hear me? Yes. I'm afraid I have to start my address this morning with some bad news, actually with double bad news. The first one is that the number of victims and fatalities that are related to road traffic crashes is unacceptably high. Dr. Jojo just mentioned 1.35 million fatalities every year globally due to road traffic crashes. And it is, unfortunately, we are on a negative trajectory. It's still a number that is rising despite all the good efforts that we are making here in the Philippines and in other countries around the world. And we do know that the trend also here in the Philippines is unfortunately still an upward trend. And we are now at a record number of more than 12,000 fatalities every year, and an uncounted number, of course, of people who are injured due to road traffic crashes. Now, the second part of bad news is that this is not affecting everybody equally, but we see a continued trend that the victims of road traffic crashes are mostly those who are the most vulnerable. And these are in particular the poor. We know that 90% of all fatalities occur in poorer countries, in low and middle income countries, even though they don't have 90% of the traffic, so they're really overrepresented. These are in particular the children and young adults. Road traffic crash-related fatalities are now the leading cause of death in the group of people between 5 years of age and 29 years of age. And these are vulnerable road users, which are people who cannot afford to sit in cars, but these are people who are riding on motorcycles, on cycles, who are pedestrians, who are using public transportation. So we do see, and we are very concerned about a continued rise of fatalities due to road traffic crashes, and an augmenting problem that is particularly affecting the most vulnerable segments in our societies. Now, we must remember, of course, in this context, that each and every life behind those numbers, and each and every life lost to road traffic crashes is a tragedy that should have been prevented. And every inaction causes more lives and injuries. Now, the somewhat good news is that we have also increasingly built evidence of what is working. And a lot of work is going on by different partners to review this evidence and to package this evidence in a way that it can be more easily implemented. So one of the achievements in this regard is the package that was developed by WHO and its road safety partners, which is called Safe Lives Road Safety Technical Package, which is really an attempt to make things easy so that everybody can implement the critical interventions that are life-saving. And there are 6 interventions that have been singled out in this package: speed management, leadership on road safety, infrastructure design and improvements, vehicle safety standards, enforcement of traffic laws, and survival after crash. So this is what is happening globally. We are all trying to make it easy for implementation, and we see that a lot of this is here being picked up also in the Philippines, and we are quite proud of the work that has been done, and particularly led by the Department of Transportation in collaboration with other government and non-government partners who have developed as one of the flagship documents the Philippine Road Safety Action Plan. Now, this is really a critical document. It has a very ambitious vision, the vision of zero road traffic deaths, and it has a very ambitious interim target, namely to reduce the death rate by at least 20% by 2022. So considering we are still on an upward trajectory, this is ambitious, but we also strongly believe that this is feasible if we together implement the core measures that I've just talked about. This National Road Safety Plan really provides a unique roadmap and opportunity for government and other partners to come together and to collaborate and make our roads safer here in the country. Now, overall, we need to also acknowledge, I think, that the Philippines have made great strides in the area of safer roads and mobility, and also generating some of the data on road traffic fatalities that is important for us to track the situation. And I really want to thank everybody in the room who's contributed to this. One of the big achievements in the Philippines is certainly the legislative agenda. Over the last years, a lot of very relevant legislation has been developed relevant to road safety, and that includes the legislation around speed management, drink driving, the motorcycle helmet use, seatbelt use, anti-distracted driving, so not to use the mobile phone and texting during driving, and very recently the child restraint law. So these are really very important pieces of legislation, and again I want to congratulate everybody who's involved, because I know that behind the scenes so much effort has been put into not only the drafting the law, but building the support amongst parliamentarians to actually get them passed. Now, of course, is the time that we have to focus on implementation and enforcement of laws, because having them is one thing and getting them implemented in a country such as the Philippines, which is so vast, is a different story. Likewise, more needs to be done to tackle the lack of national vehicle standards and to improve post-crash and pre-hospital care. Now, as we've heard, this year's UN Global Road Safety Week is an occasion to call on leaders to step up their act for road safety. It is clear that further progress hinges on the political will of our decision makers to act. We need government and partners to work together to accelerate efforts to save lives. Now, government can and must ensure collaboration across sectors with a clear mandate to spearhead road safety, to develop fully funded road safety strategy, to evaluate the impact of implementing that strategy, to harmonize and improve road traffic injury data, and to raise awareness and increase public support for road safety. Legislators can improve laws, and local government units can impose speed limits and can make walking and cycling safer for our communities. But leadership on road safety does not only depend on those who are in formal positions and who are with government. Everybody can be a leader for road safety. Schools can create safe zones, and they can call for speed limits and sidewalks around schools. Parents can be role models amongst the young people, for the young people in society. I'm particularly glad to see so many people today here from civil society, which has, of course, a very vital role to play in road safety by helping to voice the demand for strong leadership for road safety. And I'm also glad to see media partners here in the room who've played, particularly in the Philippines, a very critical role in raising awareness for road safety and building support for some of the road safety measures that have been put in place. As pedestrians, cyclists, motorcyclists, or users of private motor vehicles or public transport, we all can behave safely on the road. We can advocate for better laws, law enforcement, and support those who've been affected by road traffic crashes. As road users, all of us can make a difference. We can be good citizens and role models and wear a helmet or a seatbelt, stay under the speed limit, and not drink and drive, of course. But everybody also, beyond this, has the potential to speak up and to become a proactive leader for road safety. I think in our daily work, as we travel to work, as we go to school, as we're just touring around, there are probably multiple instances where you personally can identify issues for road safety, and where things will come to mind, especially those who've been engaged in this area. Issues come to mind and suggestions come to mind on how to improve road safety. You can speak up to save lives by documenting your ideas, by recording your suggestions, and by prompting decision makers to act on them. In today's celebration of the 5th Global Road Safety Week, let us have a fruitful and engaging discussion here and event today. I think it's a really unique opportunity to have so many people with so many different perspectives on the issue here in one room. And let us all affirm our strong commitment to speak up and to take action for road safety in the Philippines. This week and every week, let us play our part in making the roads safe for everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gunduweiler of our WHO representatives to the Philippine Country Office. Now, at this point, we would like to just, acknowledge some of the people or the agencies who are here, that are here right now. So we have, we invited around 89 organizations. Some of them are national government agencies, local government units, civil society organizations, non-government organizations, international NGOs, professional societies, academe. We have MDs here at the present at the moment, doctors and engineers, and private sector, because in just one of our initiative on vehicle safety standards, we get to know some of the manufacturer groups. So we invited them here as well. So at the present time, those who are confirmed are actually 95 participants. So I hope we will be fitting into this one room. And those who are already here are WHO, of course, is here. Imagine Law is here. PLLO, that's the Presidential Legislative Liaison Office. One of our LDP fellows is holding office there. UNICEF is also here. We also have Highway Patrol Group PMP, which is one of our LDP fellows as well. Sir, you want?
Yeah, we have IRAP, of course. Mr. Greg Smith is on the audience. Chokti. We have government national agency representatives from the Department of Health. Yeah, where are our Department of Health colleagues? Docs, where are you? Oh, they're at the back, and Dr. Louis there. The Department of Public Works and Highway Engineering is there. Council for the Welfare of Children, our partner for establishment
children.
The Land Transportation and
Franchising Regulatory Board. Paranaque, these are one of the local government or Paranaque City Health Office.
Yeah. We have also from Quezon City and San Juan City in Metro Manila.
Of course, we also have our very important agency, Department of Interior and Local Government. Las Piñas Traffic Management Office, thank you for coming. Pasig City Health Office, nice. MMDA is here. Motorcycle Development Participants Program Program Association. I think this is one of those we encountered during our vehicle safety standards talk. LTO Bicol is here, of course, to our one of our LDP fellows. Of course, our friends from the PWD sector at my sector. Co-Foundation for the Blind. Yes. And Philippine Riders Club Emergency Team. There's also Save the Children. Yay, children again, Children's Org. Makati, DRRN, and City Health Office. Thank you so much for coming. So we are still waiting for others more.
Chofti, we also have representatives from the World Bank.
Okay, yes.
Can you wave your hand, Myrick? We also have representative from the Automobile Association of the Philippines and or Philippine GRSP. Si Sir Bert Swansing is there. I don't know what agency is representing. Maybe it's representing all of them. All of the above. Safe Kids na mention na natin.
Safe Kids, yeah, I saw them there.
So,
Yeah.
so Amis like that. No?
Yes.
Safe
Our
Kids.
co-organizer there at the back. Thank you for your help there at the back.
Other agencies we have not mentioned, stand up now or be
Oh,
silent.
I have DTI. Where are they? Department of Trade and Industry. Yes, that's my favorite agency right now, DTI. Yes.
So we're a multi-sectoral group.
Yep.
To the
Yes, of
truest
course.
sense, of the word.
Yes, and thank you for that, for our, for those who help us in really confirming the participation of the participants. Okay, so now, Dr. Jojo, will now call on our first, or the speaker that will set the tone for today's event. So we will call on our longtime partner in road safety from the Department of Transportation, the mandated government agency to ensure road safety happens in the Philippines. Yusek Bart Richmond de Leon to give his keynote address entitled Attaining Social Development Goals Targets through the Philippine Road Safety Action Plan 2017-2022. Please welcome him on this stage with a round of applause.
Thank you, Jofty and Doc Jojo. Good morning, everyone. Dr. Gundo of WHO, Ola Agren from UN Philippines, and other government agency officials, other local government units officials, other CSOs, and private sector representatives. Good morning. Thank you very much to this UN Global Road Safety Week. It's the fifth iteration of this very important initiative on road safety, and we're very glad that the Department of Transportation is the leader on the formulation of this Philippine Road Safety Action Plan. And just as Dr. Gundo was informing you, everyone, earlier, the action plan has very lofty goals. In the interim, we have set a 20% goal, right, on the 2022, and yet Dr. Jojo has mentioned that the deaths has been increasing up to around 12,000 last 2016. Now, the Department of Transportation is doing initiatives on road crash database. So I don't know yet where we are right now. If we have been achieving our goal of that interim goal of 20% reduction. So as we progress, as we capacitate all the local government units to help us produce that very good database to see where we are now, we cannot lay our backs. We should strive to continue to improve road safety in the Philippines. And like me, Dr. Gundo is not in his coat. I removed my coat as well. I'm proud to show off my reduction in weight because it has been my personal commitment to reduce my weight to as much as 10 kilos by next month. It's my personal commitment. So every time I sit on the table, it's my personal commitment to eat less. So I hope everyone else in this room will also make it their personal commitment that every time you're on the road, you will be leaders on road safety. Every time you handle your motorcycle, every time you take on the wheels, every time you walk on the streets as a pedestrian, be leaders on your own. Dr. Gundo has mentioned that we need commitments of other stakeholders as well. Government cannot do it alone. DOTR cannot do it alone. Remember DOTR for the past 2 months, I think, the Congress has abolished the road board. So the government doesn't have that budget, yearly budget allocated for road safety. In the meantime, that we don't have that regular source of budget, we will need each and everyone's support to attain that goal of 20% reduction. We will need private sector support. We will need civil society support to achieve that goal. Government cannot do it alone. Okay, we have lofty goals. The Department of Transportation have helped lead this Philippine Road Safety Action Plan. we have the 5 pillars: road safety management, safer roads and mobility, safer vehicles, safer road users, post-crash response. In our past PRSAP meetings, I've been telling everyone, all of the agencies involved, all of the stakeholders involved, let's have champions for each of these pillars. I myself cannot be champion for all of these pillars. I'm not an expert of post-crash response. That's why DOH is here. Every pillar should have their own champion. I'm glad that DTI is here. They're helping us promote safer vehicles. We have established the Philippine national standards. The Department of Transportation has been pushing for PUV modernization. We have been pushing for safer vehicles. We've been pushing for motor vehicle inspection systems that we are hoping to address roadworthiness of vehicles. Dr. Gundo has mentioned there's been a lot of progress in terms of legislation. But legislation, much like the Philippine Road Safety Action Plan, will become useless documents. It will just be in libraries if we don't implement good strategies to implement the action plans in this PRSAP. We will need every single person in this room to be champions on road safety. We cannot rely on a single person. We cannot rely on Yusek Mark alone. We cannot rely on Dr. Gunto alone, or Asik Merchwan Singh, or LTO. Each and every one of us should be champions on road safety. So remember, the next time you'll be on the road, remember the next time you'll be on your vehicle with your kids, remember to be champions as well. We will need to educate each and every one of us to achieve that very lofty goal. Again, we need your full commitment. As the Secretary has been saying, Secretary Tugade of the Department of Transportation, road safety is a shared commitment. Good morning, everyone, and hoping for your continued support to this Philippine Road Safety Action Plan.
Thank you, Yusek Mark. So, yes, the theme for this year's celebration is on leadership, right? And in the Philippines, Undersecretary Mark Richmond De Leon is definitely one of our most important leaders. And he said, he shared about his sense of commitment in his fitness. And we have witnessed the journey of Yusek Mark in his Facebook. He does boxing and a lot of fitness rituals.
Yeah.
But this sense of personal commitment has also been brought to the area of in his leadership on road safety, and it's a leadership that is full of commitment, passion, and dedication, and it's the type of leadership that he has brought to the area of road safety has been, if I may say, very inclusive. I mean, the multi-sectoral composition of the group with this forum today is a testament to that. It's also consultative also, and very responsive and also proactive. And he has also emphasized that although he is that kind of leader, he or the DOTR cannot do it alone. So he challenged us that all of us should also be champions of road safety. And so, yes, we accept the challenge, right? So we will work together with the Department of Transportation and other government agencies and non-government agencies for promoting and strengthening road safety in the Philippines, right?
Yeah. I hope. Yes, so on that note, so I will call on all our co-organizers for this event to be coming in front because we will be, yes, in front here by the stage. so that we can officially turn over the Philippine Road Safety Action Plan 2017-2022, and we do hope that the need or the ingredients to institutionalize road safety, because we already have a blueprint, we have a plan, but we need people to do this, and a united or a strong Department of Transportation together with all of us to really have this into fruition, to realize the plan of the Philippine Road Safety Action Plan. And of course, the necessary funding and the necessary data to have evidence-informed road safety interventions. So we will call on our partners such as the Department of Transportation, of course, Yusef Mark, Richmond de Leon in front. Our partners from WHO, Dr. Gundo Weiler in front, please. And Miss Caroline. And from Safe Kids Philippines, Ami Rolyoke, if Sir Jess is not yet here. And then us from the Biggeries, LDP, we're also trying to represent actually UP, CIDS, since they are the... So let's please come here in front.
Yeah, and Imagine Law as well, Raj. Please join.
And the fellows, Doc Jojo, our fellows who are here. Sir Francis, Sir Oliver. We'll just turn over.
Asik Birds One Sing.
Yeah, Asik Birds. Yes,
government
please.
representatives, IRAP, maybe just to have
Sir
representation of different sectors. Maybe call Mr. Greg Smith,
we
Mr.
were
Joy,
directed.
DPWH,
Yep.
Engineer Reyes.
Yes.
The private sector, Sir Joey, can you join? And maybe a representative from the PWD sector, Jokti.
Yes, please.
So there's representation of the different sectors.
I
The
think...
Department of Health.
yes, DOH, please. Yes. UNICEF.
Raj,
Raj.
Imagine Law.
So from our PWD sector, perhaps Sir Doc June, can you please? Our UN, I think he's the representative for the PWDs, United Convention for the PWDs, I think. Yes. So that's Doc June Bernardino. And Sir from? Yes. Thank you, sir. And I hope the ILG also. The ILG for the LGUs. Can we call a representative from the DILG, please? Yeah.
Basta nakaberan, sir. Hindi naman. Siya. Organizer yata siya. So, ikit na siya. Higit na pa na nakakandar.
Lahat na po sa cellphone, please.
Official photo, please. Where do we look at?
Yes, okay. Sa phone muna po.
Sa phone.
Okay. Pang Instagram, pang Facebook. Sa camera, it's right. It's right. Okay. Okay.
Papan ako?
Sige pa.
Oh.
Okay na? Ako naman po. Yes.
Official photographer.
Okay.
Official photo.
Okay, everybody look here, please. And 1, 2, and smile. One more. Isa pa po. Yeah. please. Isa pa. One more, please. Smile. Again. Closer, please. 1, 2. Smile. Jump shot or group hug? Smile.
Compress.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. Pakisoli na lang po yung mga peers ha. Para wala pong nabigyan na po kasi kanina. Yan. Maraming salamat. Thank you so much for all of us for participating in that group photo.